people are all in California.
But there's nothing on
There's
there.
nothing on the agenda. No.
So many options. You can get there.
And everybody's here, so.
I don't know why they don't fix that.
Yeah, it's-
I don't know why.
Write them a letter.
I've talked to Howard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up.
A lot of places just ignore it, but they'll get caught someday.
No, we've been doing it right. We're good.
Jackson.
Way to go.
He sends that.
I'd like to call the September 21st Emmaus Borough Council meeting to order. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the record this evening, the mayor will not be joining us. Personal appeals, part 1. Please step forward. Personal appeals, state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes.
Krista Pegnetter, Director, Emmaus Public Library, 11 East Main Street. I'm just here tonight to give you a quick report on our summer reading program. We were phenomenally successful this year. We had 361 children sign up. Last year we only had 87. So this is one of the highest years that we have recorded statistics for. Of those, 126 finished the entire summer, which means they read at least 10 hours. Going through the different reports, we represented or had students from 47 different schools, so that included all of the schools from the East Penn School District, plus outside. Some of those were from as far away as Oklahoma. They were here staying with their grandparents over the summer. They came in, signed up for the program. We also had a variety of programs. We had a couple of speakers. We had activity sheets. So again, overall, it was just kind of overwhelmingly successful. Everything was sponsored. We had the Friends of the Library, AI Orthodontics, Just Born Candies, Chick-fil-A, and the Emmaus Lioness Club. So everything was paid for. It didn't come out of our budget. We do anticipate next year, hopefully, will be at least as that many. And I just wanted to let you know that part of the success we really attribute to partnering with the Lower Macungie Library. Our 2 children's librarians went into the school district together. We passed out bookmarks, and that reached over 4,000 students right there. So again, I just wanted to thank you for supporting the library and kind of letting you know where the money is going and how things are going down there. If you have any questions, I'm not the children's librarian, but I will do my best.
Mr. Barrett?
Yeah.
So you said that you worked with Lower Macungie, which is fantastic to hear.
Mm-hmm.
What was the process that opened that up?
Well, we both have new children's librarians, and both myself and their director just agreed that we wanted them to start working together as much as possible. And we are one of the few library arrangements where the school district actually has 2 different libraries that the students might go to. So for example, in Parkland, all the Parkland students would use the Parkland Library. But here, East Penn School District students might go to Emmaus or they might go to Lower Macungie, depending on where they live. So it's always really confusing when you're talking to a parent or a student to try and explain to them like which library to go to, and then you have to go here, and then you bring your card in, then you go back here. So we thought that it made sense to just go in together, and the 2 of them explained the fact that their address would determine which library they should go in first, and then they could go between the 2. So they went in and they designed a bookmark that had both of the library information on it that they could hand out. And again, that started with the elementary schools, but since we had 47 different schools, it obviously was passed throughout the family, because we had high school students, we had middle school students, and the librarians had actually only gone to the elementary schools.
So was it really to help people identify where they need to go? So you're saying
That's
at
the
a time
start.
there might have been people that were living here in the borough but ended up going to Lower Macungie because they just simply didn't know, or Upper Milford is probably a better example, but interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's so important to reach people at different ages, and we really know that although we're doing a good job of reaching our community and our population, there are a lot of the students that might not live in town and might just not really think of the library. And so one of the best things to do is actually go into the schools And they went to every class. They didn't just set up a table and, go to an assembly or wait to an open house. They literally went from class to class to class and addressed the students and the teachers and gave them that opportunity to kind of talk about what was going on. And most of the kids, then came in waving their little bookmarks and said, "Oh, Miss Sue, you came to our school." So we know that that reached a lot of people that they had, and it also was reflected in the library card. The registration signups were also really high immediately following those visits.
Good to hear.
Very good.
Can I ask you just one question? Different subject, but did you have any luck with the Heroes Celebration rescheduling?
We're hoping that we can, it really depends on the first responders. It's up to their schedule if they can make that commitment. Most of them schedule almost a year in advance. I mean, that was one of the things that they had on their calendar that they really wanted to make sure they could go to. So we've been trying to talk to them to see if maybe there's another day that they would, at least the majority of them would be available. We really would like to reschedule that if we can.
Yeah, it's a great, day.
Yeah, we waited. I mean, we waited till the very last minute, and it was just, it was buckets.
Poured.
Yeah, so,
All right, thank you.
okay.
Anyone else have any questions? No? Okay, all right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Anyone else with a personal appeal?
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Hayes. I'm the new chair of the Emmaus Main Street Partners, here with Jess O'Donnell, our Emmaus Main Street manager, and Emily Gerber, assistant Main Street manager. Just a quick update on some things that are going on, things we thought you might be aware of, or might want to be aware of. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for all of your support over the years. Believe it or not, it's been 20 years since we received our 501c3 accreditation. That was done in 1995. The borough's support, both financial and operational, has been fantastic during the entire period, so we're greatly appreciative. We will be back during budget season. Brent, I know that's your favorite question. But again, thank you. And just to go over a few things, I'd like to turn it over to Jess O'Donnell to talk about membership.
All right, so I've been with you for a little bit over a year, and since then we have increased our membership throughout Emmaus from 50 members to a little bit over 200. We've been able to do that with Emily's help because she's been in the office and I've had my feet on the ground visiting and building those relationships with the business members. We're engaging them right away, we're trying to get them involved, and we are the liaison, to be there and meet their needs. With that, we are, getting them engaged in events such as Farewell to Summer. We just came off of Farewell to Summer on Saturday. It was very successful. It was our 5th annual, and we had well over 1,000 people come throughout Emmaus. We had 64 vendors, and most of the businesses stayed open, which is a huge success for us. So, that's great. We were able to also, showcase what we have here in Emmaus, and that's a big deal. We have people come from across the Lehigh Valley, and with the partnership with the Greater Lehigh Valley, we're able to showcase Emmaus up in Carbon County and Hellertown. So we have people come from all over. I'd like to, thank Roy for giving me that connection with Alex Lemonade. They actually gave us a positive feedback. They raised over $1,200 through our Farewell to Summer event. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Emily.
Back in June, we had our 10th annual golf tournament. Best yet, we are excited to announce Shane, yours truly, was the ringer of the winning team.
That's right.
No.
Did he put you up to this?
Maybe a little bit.
Best yet, that's right.
Overall, the golf tournament was a huge success. We sold out with over 130 golfers, I believe 132 to be exact. Even though the event was in Bethlehem at Green Pond Country Club, we were able to showcase what Emmaus has. We brought most of Emmaus to Bethlehem. We had Rita's from here, we had McDonald's, we had Emmaus Bakery, we had also Yaco's and Potts at the tournament as well, which was great because we had Tony Iannelli, CEO of the Chamber, and also County Exec Tom Moeller and John Yerkonic, the who's of the Lehigh Valley, being there where we're showcasing Emmaus.
Okay, I'd like to talk a little bit, talk about some events and things we're bringing to town. Some of the things that we're working on to bring more to town. One you're very familiar with, our facade program. We're now in the 3rd iteration. We've raised or brought into town well over $100,000 in grant funds. And when you look at the matching requirements, that's leveraging a lot of capital. That's leveraging close to, I think, $300,000 in aggregate capital for the projects. You all know those projects, you've seen them, and it's been a tremendous success. We're in the process now, or the facade committee's in the process now, of putting together the paperwork for their 4th grant request. We got clarification from Pennsylvania Downtown Centers today regarding our status with PDC. It will not interfere with the grant process, which is good. And we are evaluating that PDC designation now. Also, something we're working on that's relatively new that I'm really excited about. Terry McManaman, who I think all of you know, is spearheading as part of our board focus on economic development. We've all seen LVEDC and the larger entities in the Lehigh Valley really focus on Stabler and LVIP and the large cities. No one really focuses on the small towns and the boroughs. So we've taken it upon ourselves with Terry leading. In fact, it was her idea to put together a group of economic development professionals that comes from across the valley. It's not just an Emmaus initiative, which is something that I'm very excited about because as a native, I can say this as well. Believe it or not, there are good ideas outside of Emmaus. I know Wes, I had the same reaction when I first.
Can't believe it.
Absolutely. But Terry's been working on that now for about 9 months, getting ready to roll some additional things into it and additional processes. You'll see a lot come out of that as we get into 2016 and beyond. So a big part of what we're trying to do there is not just bring events and things which are fantastic, but also true economic development, true business focus, so that we can do the best that we can for our business owners, both now and the people that are looking to develop businesses or relocate businesses. We'd like them to be here.
And one other thing we like to touch on is how the Emmaus Main Street Partners has been able to partner with the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber, giving us an opportunity to open new doors. With that being said, we've been able to apply through the foundation, the Chamber's Foundation, for a matching grant, which has allowed us to put new open flags on Main Street and throughout Emmaus with our businesses. We are selling them to members and non-members, but it's giving a unified look across Emmaus Borough, which we have one here today to present to Borough.
So we have a flag for you guys, and thank you again for all your support. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you. Brett, do you want to get the flag?
No, that's nice stuff. Junior councilman gets it.
Somebody just do it, please.
Shane, you know.
That's very nice.
Thank you so much. That is so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Now we can let everybody know we're open for business.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, do you have a quote? Yeah.
The neon light.
Take care, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else with a personal appeal?
He'd get me in trouble.
Hearing none. All right.
I'll remind you again.
All right. Community minute. Any member of council have an item for community minute? Mr. Barrett.
A reminder that I make every time, right around this time of year, is that the Halloween in Emmaus 5K race is open for registration. We are way ahead of our usual schedule. We have over 200 people already registered, which is fantastic. I looked last year and we were at like 80 something. So
Wow.
Actually, it might have even been a little bit less than that. So that's very good news. And as we know, the funds that get raised for that help the parade, the Parks and Rec Special Entertainment Commission, and I have another idea that I'm working on of another group that I think would benefit from it as well. And as if we can raise more money, I'll step into that when we get there. So anyone that's interested in helping out, I can always use the help as well. Really, day of type stuff is the most important. The logistics, I have all that handled. But if anyone is willing to help on the day of, we're always looking for volunteers, as is, I know, the parade as well. So you can, in a lot of ways, do both of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have an item for community minute? No? All right. Special presentations? We have nothing this evening, which takes us to the reading of the minutes. In your binder are the minutes from our last meeting, September 8th council meeting. The first is the public hearing that was held for Yergi Brewing. We'll handle these individually. Since we did the hearings individually, we'll do the minutes individually. Is there a motion to dispense with the formal reading of the minutes? Motion by Mr. Barrett. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Anders. Let's go with right. No, I just had to. No, never mind. All right. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Additions or corrections? Hearing none. Motion to adopt is drafted. Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Also, we have the minutes from the public hearing dealing with Triple Sun Spirits. Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of those minutes? Motion by Mr. Brown. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Additions or corrections? Hearing none, motion to adopt is drafted. Motion by Mr. Anders, second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 6 ayes, those opposed, those abstain. Mr. Holtsafer is abstaining?
Yes, ma'am, I wasn't here. I was
Oh.
absent at the last meeting.
Very good. All right, if you could put that in writing.
I will.
Thank you. Also in your binder are the minutes from the council meeting. Is there a motion to dispense with a formal reading of those minutes? Motion by Mr. Brown. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Additions or corrections? Hearing none. Motion to adopt is drafted. Motion by Mr. Barrett. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brown. Discussion? All those in favor? Oh, you have discussion, Mr. Barrett?
Was the meeting actually called to order at 7? Because I thought that we didn't call the meeting to order till after. It says at 7, but I thought we actually called it to order after.
The meeting was called to order at 7:20, I believe, because the
Or
public
7:30
hearing
was the other
adjourned.
Would have been read at 7:20 then.
Okay, I mean, I didn't know if we called it to order at 7 and then went into the
It should've
hearing,
been
or.
seven.
No, good catch. Actually, the first public hearing adjourned at 7:24, so we probably went into council meeting at 7:25.
Okay, it just needs to be corrected at the top.
Thank you. Any other additions or corrections? Nothing? All those in favor? We have 6 ayes. Those opposed, those abstaining. Mr. Holtsaver is abstaining due to the fact that he was absent. Decision on bids. We have no bids this evening. Is that correct, Mr. Pepe?
That's correct.
All right. Communications. In your binders this evening, the first item comes from Jenny Leader of the Mass High School Observatory. She is asking for support through a donation to waive the building fee. They are looking to build, I believe, the marketing team for a Mass High School architectural class, also known as the Firm, has completed 3 major projects for the school over the past 3 years: a playhouse for the Children's Development Program, as well as a ticket booth in the press box for EHS Memorial Field. Images and descriptions of the projects can be found at their website. The Firm is currently working towards building an observatory for the astronomy department. Students of the Firm worked together to design the observatory, and we're now in the final stages of working towards getting final approval to begin building. In order to get approval, we must cover all the expenses before breaking ground. Unfortunately, the Firm does not have a school-supported budget, and because of this, all costs, labor and material, must be obtained through donations and community support. They are asking that we consider supporting them through a donation to waiving the building fee.
This is going to the committee.
I can refer it to Budget and Finance, or
What is the fee? Mary?
How much is the
I
building
have
permit
no
fee?
idea what the fee would be. I don't
think
know
it's
what it
based
is.
on the
It's
amount.
based on
It's
the
based
amount
on-
of construction,
Yeah, it's
the
based on
cost.
construction costs.
I think we need that information.
I'll make a motion to waive the fee.
Thank you.
It's going to committee.
You have a right to make a motion. You need a second, though.
Right.
Mrs. Chairman.
Yes. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Holtsafer to waive the fee. Is there a second? Second by
I'll
Mr.
second it for
Barrett.
discussion. Yeah.
Discussion? Mr. Barrett?
I mean, we would usually send these to committee. I don't think our result's gonna be any different. I mean, these are the types of projects, I mean, they're community-oriented projects.
Here's what we normally do in this case. When you've waived these fees in the past, you've waived our portion of the fee, but you will not waive if it involves an engineer or if it
Yeah.
involves a third party. Like, we're not going to eat the cost of a third party inspector to do that inspection.
Mr. Leidenberg,
I still respectfully request that this goes to committee so we can
I think we need more
discuss it
information.
more, like how much the permit fee is. And I don't want to discuss it on the floor now because we don't have enough information.
We do have a motion that's been properly seconded. Mr. Holzapher, did you want to withdraw your motion and let it go to committee first?
Can it be voted down and then go to committee?
Yeah, that's probably
Well-
what's going to happen.
Well, but can we bring it back up then?
Someone else.
Just someone else.
Somebody else.
Yeah, just not me.
We have a motion that's on the floor that's been properly seconded. All those in favor? All those opposed? Every member of council was opposed.
How's that possible?
You're amazing.
I will refer this to, you canceled budget and finance, so I'll refer it to general administration.
Sounds good. Next Wednesday.
All I know about this is that.
Next item comes from Mr. Barrett. This is the National
Yes.
Penn Bank Halloween 5K.
You can't.
Everything is
Identical.
standard.
To committee.
Send this one to committee, please.
We'll debate it. There's nothing, yeah,
Everything
I don't think
is,
we've done
we'll
anything.
just refer this one to staff.
yeah, there's no request other than acknowledging that it's happening.
Okay, and it is scheduled for the same day as the Halloween parade, October 17th?
Yep, but I wrote the wrong date because I just used the same form over and over.
Okay. And the race starts at 6:45?
7.
Okay.
It should say that somewhere.
Well, it says the Mass High School parking lot, 6:45
Yeah,
to
because they leave
8.
the parking lot at 6:45.
Okay,
And
and then, okay, gotcha.
yeah, Halloween parade course. Same as last year.
Very good, with the rain date as Sunday, the 18th. All right, very good. We'll refer this to staff. The next item is a handwritten letter from Carl Coleman from Allentown.
It's a nice one.
Very hard to read. I'm missing part of his letter. He is concerned about the speed limit of Chestnut Street, and he is asking that we do not lower the speed limit. He had been a resident of the borough for many years. Was very emotional, overcome when the 11-year-old child was actually killed at Chestnut and 6th. I hope you are successful at lowering the speed limit. Yes, he does support the lowering of the speed limit. I'll refer this to public safety.
We've also received several where they were opposed.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. We've received them from both sides. Yes,
I'll ask later.
okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. The next letter comes from Deborah Lilligard from the Mass Lions Club for use of the Triangle Park for the scarf shower, which is scheduled for November 7th, 9 to 2. I will refer this to Parks and Rec. We have time.
I was gonna say, I think that
This one comes up
we've
every
been doing
Well,
this
this is-
yearly. I
this
think
is-
this is
Yeah.
just one.
Yeah,
year.
just maybe.
Okay, then we'll just send it to
Last
staff.
year they got snowed out, I think, twice.
Snowed out?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one year they did. Yeah, I don't know if it
Maybe it
was,
was later in the year then.
It may have been later, but they do the same event. They give
Yeah, yeah.
give out
No, it's-
stars and hang it, and then they have their insurance.
Yeah.
all right, we'll refer this to staff since it is an annual event. All right. The next letter in your binder is actually a letter of retirement from Sergeant Hotes. It's to the pension administrator. This letter is to inform you of my intention to retire as of the end of my shift on September 29th, 2015, after serving 25 years and 4 months. I thank the borough and residents of UMass for a rewarding career in law enforcement and service to this community. Little background on Sergeant Hotes. He was hired as a patrolman in 1990. He subsequently was assigned as a detective, promoted to detective sergeant in 2002. He was involved in various investigations, including homicides. His investigative skills in homicides, bank robberies, including the K&BT Bank, and grand jury investigations were crucial to successfully prosecuting those responsible. And as a patrol supervisor in February of 2013, he apprehended an individual which, as Chief Faust had noted in a letter of commendation, undoubtedly saved the life of the individual's estranged wife. Later that year, he apprehended an individual in the process of burglarizing a convenience store, and it was later determined that that same individual had been responsible for numerous convenience store burglaries throughout Lehigh County. So Sergeant Holtz will be missed by our department as well as by the residents of the borough. He was an excellent officer. We need a motion to accept his letter of retirement.
You do not.
We do not. All right. Mr. Pepe, if you could send him a very well worded thank you for his service, we would appreciate that.
Leon,
Mr. Lindberg.
where does that leave us with staffing?
We are now, we'll be down one more full-time as of the end of his shift on the 29th. So we will need to fill that vacancy as well.
So we'll have three
And-
short.
So we'll have three
With
new
three.
officers
Yeah.
within the next year.
Which is a dangerous trend, because that, you know, when you hire three young people together, that's what you're seeing is a bunch of guys that were hired pretty close together starting to look at retirement.
Right.
So we're working on the background of, we already have, well, when I say already, I use that lightly. We have two people that have completed the background, so we're finishing up the third to get that interview process and get going. Hopefully, we can get a successful third candidate and get them interviewed and finish the process. We do
We're
think
trying.
at least one or two of them have Act 120 certifications, which is a positive. If we end up hiring somebody that doesn't, they would go to the academy starting in like January.
January.
Which you wouldn't, so that means you wouldn't see them on the street until August of next year.
All right. Any further comments? No, okay. Anybody have anything for communication? I have nothing from the mayor. I have nothing myself. Mr. Pepe, do you have anything?
I do not.
No member of council have anything? No? Very good. Borough engineers report. We have no engineer this evening. Solicitors report, Attorney Dimmock.
Just to say congratulations on the successful transaction with Rodale. It is now concluded. All the deeds are filed, and it's yours.
Oh, boy.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Unfinished business, part one, we have nothing on the agenda. New business, we have nothing on the agenda. Unfinished business, part two, is ordinance 1131, dealing with handicap parking. That is scheduled for second reading October 5th. Items not on the agenda subject to Rule 9. Any member of council have an item that they wish to bring forward? Hearing none. Mayor's report. In the absence of the mayor, I'll report progress. Committee reports. Public Works, Mr. Labenberg.
Progress.
Health and Sanitation and Codes, Mr. Shubsta.
Nothing for official action. The notes from our last meeting are in there. If anybody has any questions in regards to our meeting. I'll just give a brief overview. The meeting went well. I think Shane and I exchanged a couple emails afterwards, and we had some good ideas that we put together in regards to, Mrs. Bellis, her issues that she has in regards to her building, and the garbage contract and the information in regards to some of the issues we've had there. Other than that, our next meeting is scheduled for October 15th at 4:30. I'll report progress if anybody has any questions.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Anders.
Nothing on this evening's agenda. I'll report progress.
Public Safety has nothing for official action this evening, so we'll report progress. Our next meeting is October 7th, so we'll report progress for now. General Administration, Mr. Barrett.
Nothing for official action. We met on September 16th. Really the highlight in your notes there is that we did receive the $76,000 from the general authority, which we did receive, which is always good to hear. So,
Always nice.
we're working on a few policies. Hopefully in the next few meetings, we'll have all of that lined up as well. So I'll report progress.
Thank you. Just a question, Mr. Pepe. What did we cover with the 76,000? Do you know off the top of your head?
So, I mean, the nice thing is this year, the general authority, and thank you, Mrs. Gobert, for going to that meeting. I think I was at some meeting about health insurance that night. They had said that anything on our list, they
Okay.
would fund. So we basically gave them our capital project list in order of priority. We've already prepared the receipts of much more than 76,000 to show them that we've already expended what we need to expend. So I know the transport van was in there, pickup trucks were in there, some capital expenses on some buildings were in there. The police vehicle was in there, so even though we still haven't received our police vehicle. But we very much prefer the way that they did it this year over what they've done previous years. So we certainly appreciate them listening and being generous this year. It's more money than I think we've received in the last couple of years. So hopefully they continue to be successful and are able to donate that level.
Mr. Anders?
Okay, just real quick, I noticed that it was mentioned about the Council of the Arts grant, which I think is great, that we received one for, I believe it was special entertainment, Shane?
Yeah, we received, I think it was like $1,300, a little bit over. The members of the Special Entertainment Commission worked with me to apply for the grant, and that's going to pay next year for probably two concerts, maybe three. It depends on, what they paid for them. But we're excited about that. That helps with their funding. They've done very well with fundraising this year. I mean, they're pretty close to hitting the budget.
Excellent.
So that's definitely better than what we can say from last year. And overall, I think the series this year was successful. So we're excited to be able to get that grant and hopefully keep applying for it.
Absolutely, thank you.
Mr. Langberg?
Paulette's going to be putting a report together for all of council to see.
Very good.
Of all the events.
Good, thank you. Budget and Finance, Mr. Holzapfel.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll start with the bill list. Resolution 2015-23, resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of September 21st, 2015 bill list as follows. Bill list, $3,371,490.99. Payroll number 19, $135,893.50. Payroll taxes, $46,361.26, for a total of $3,553,745.75. Done this 21st of September, 2015. I'll make that into a motion.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Shubsta. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes.
Two more items this evening to deal with. I have the minimum municipal obligations in the back of the Budget and Finance section. And I'll start with the Borough of Emmaus Police Pension Plan. The 2015 minimum municipal obligation is calculated to be $339,337, and I'll make a motion to accept and fund the 2015 minimum municipal obligation for the police pension plan.
Is there a second?
I didn't hear what Mr. Pepe said.
2016.
I'm sorry.
Second by Mr. Shubsta.
Yes.
Discussion? All those in favor? We have 6 ayes.
All right, the next one would be the Borough of Emmaus Employees Pension Plan for 2016. The minimum municipal obligation will be $456,903, and I will make a motion to accept and fund that MMO.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Shubsta. Discussion?
Shane, you did mention this would go down eventually, this.
But yeah, with the valuation for January 1 of 15, which they're in the middle of doing the valuation reports now, we're almost certain it will go down. Remember, you're still paying on what the market looked like on January 1 of 2013, which, if you remember, 2011 and 2012 were still pretty stagnant. 2013 and 14 is when the investments really kind of went through the roof. So, yeah, we're being told by our consultants that it should go down based on where we are with the value. And, you know, the whole baloney of, you know, we're in the danger zone, that should go away too with the new valuation.
Okay, great.
All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. I believe on the last vote I said it was 6 ayes, it's 7. Thank you.
With that, I will acknowledge that this Thursday's meeting for the Budget and Finance Committee has been canceled unless we hear otherwise from Mr. Pepe with a specific need, and we'll report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations, Planning and Development, Mr. Brown.
Nothing for official action tonight. I report progress.
Thank you. Personal Appeals Part 2. Anyone with a personal appeal, please step forward, sign in, state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes. Hearing none. Borough Manager's Report, Mr. Pepe.
The significant revenue and expense items are in your binder, if you have any questions on those.
Are we replacing something specific on the water valves?
Yeah, what we budgeted for.
That was just for.
Wear and
Those
tear.
are, those are the large valves. Now, the nice thing is, we were able to do more than what we originally thought we were.
Oh, great, okay.
I still think he's going to jail. No, on a serious note, Mr. Daishawa was able to secure more water valves than what we anticipated. We thought we were only going to be able to fund 2.
Right.
I think we actually got 4 out of it for the budgeted number.
He's
So
good at that part of his job.
He is.
he does
Very
a great
good.
he does a great job with it.
Okay.
Anything further for the manager? Mr. Ladenburg.
We received an audit in our packet this past week. This weekend. Can you just give a brief overview for us?
None of us have read it yet.
I
you didn't get to see
haven't
it?
had the
Committee
opportunity to
hasn't.
handle
We
it.
just got
I looked through it, but maybe next meeting you can give an overview for us.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I think we received it on Thursday.
And is it this Friday that picnic is?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Anything further for the manager? Hearing none. President's business, I do need an executive session to discuss personnel matter. I do not anticipate any action when we return, so we will be in recess at 7:38.
No action?
No, we got a call.
We are reconvening at 9:05 after an executive session. There's no action. I have nothing further under President's business. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Barrett. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brown. Discussion. All those in favor? We got 7 ayes. We are adjourned at 9:06.